Here's the top stories for January 15th. Police have stepped up the search for businessman Charlie Atong Ang, who is the only suspect still at large in the missing cockfighters case. PNP Acting Chief Lieutenant General Jose Melencio C. Nartatez Jr. said tracker teams and intelligence units are now involved, and all exit points are being closely monitored to prevent Ang from leaving the country. A Laguna court issued an arrest warrant for Ang on Wednesday. After that, CIDG operatives arrested 17 out of the 18 people accused in the case. Nartatez called on Ang to surrender, saying that anyone innocent should face the charges. Ang's lawyer, Gabriel Villarreal, is contesting the warrant, arguing that it violates his client's rights. The DILG is offering a 10 million peso reward for information that leads to Ang's arrest. DILG Secretary Johnvic Remulla said Ang is still in the country and is considered armed and dangerous. On January 14th, Senate President pro tempore Panfilo Ping Lacson accused former DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan of providing Malacañang with false information about flood control projects to undermine the investigation into alleged ghost projects. Lacson said Bonoan provided the wrong grid coordinates for thousands of projects listed on the Sumbong sa Pangulo website, resulting in about 421 projects being misidentified. He also said that testimony connecting Bonoan to alleged kickbacks suggests there may be a cover-up. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee plans to review DPWH records and question Bonoan on January 19th. The DPWH will send undersecretaries and documents for the hearing. Lacson said Bonoan could be held in contempt and arrested if he does not show up. The committee will also look into issues involving witnesses in the case. Former Finance Secretary Executive Secretary Ralph G. Recto and PhilHealth President and CEO Emmanuel R. Ledesma Jr. have been charged with plunder and graft for transferring 60 billion pesos in PhilHealth reserve funds to the National Treasury. They are accused of breaking RA 7080, RA 3019, Article 220 of the Revised Penal Code, and RA 6713. The complaints filed earlier today cite the Supreme Court's decision to nullify a 2024 GAA provision and DOF Circular 003-2024, allowing the transfer of PhilHealth funds. The Supreme Court ordered that 60 billion pesos be returned to PhilHealth and stop the transfer of the remaining 29.9 billion pesos, saying the law protects reserve funds from being redirected. The complainant said Recto and Ledesma caused serious harm by diverting funds intended for universal health care. Tropical depression Ada strengthened slightly over the Philippine Sea, east of Mindanao. Because of this, Pagasa raised tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 in 11 areas. Only minor wind impacts are expected for now, but signal number 2 may be issued if Ada gets stronger. At 5 a.m., Ada was about 385 kilometers east-northeast of Hinatuan, Surigao del Sur. It was moving west at 20 kilometers per hour, with maximum winds of 55 kilometers per hour and gusts up to 70 kilometers per hour. Ada could become a tropical storm and move northwest, passing near eastern and northern Samar before heading toward Catanduanes. Ada is expected to bring rain and gusty winds to parts of eastern Visayas, Caraga, and Bicol in the next 24 hours. Early Thursday, Iran closed its airspace to commercial flights for several hours without giving a reason. This led to flight disruptions worldwide, as tensions with the United States remained high after Tehran's response to nationwide protests. Iranian pilot guidance said the closure lasted over 4 hours. Some domestic flights also resumed. The aviation risk group Safe Airspace warned this could mean higher security risks, noting Iran's past mistakes with civilian planes, like the 2020 downing of a Ukrainian jet that killed 176 people. Some U.S. personnel in Qatar were told to leave, and the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait limited travel to bases. President Donald Trump gave unclear warnings while Iran called for talks. Rights groups said at least 2,615 people have died in the protest crackdown. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.